Do white lives matter?
White lives?
It's a bit of a tricky question.
No, not in the slightest.
Yes, they're trying to censor the truth.
And if you don't act a certain way, you're going to get your black card revoked. So there's a lot of pressure to sort of fit into this box. Ultimately, I think the biggest problem is people are putting themselves into boxes instead of looking at the world through a lens of colorblindness.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man. And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man.
We're seeing everything in identity. We have to drop that and just see everyone as equals, as human beings. I am a believer in God, so I look at the world through we are all the same under God. I don't care what your skin tone is. Stop subscribing to this is my tribe, this is my group, yuck.
We're all tribal in nature and we want to belong somewhere, but I wish people would recognize that belonging doesn't have to be based on skin color. It can be based on the things that you like, who you are as an individual, what your values are.
Well, there are forces in this country, and I'm just going to come out and say it because everybody's scared to say it. But there are forces on both sides, extremists on both sides, and these are the minority of people. And they have so much power over our children. They want this race war. They want it. And you want to know who they're going to use as soldiers for this race war? Our babies. That's what they're going to use.
The welfare system and other kinds of governmental programs are doing is paying people to fail. Insofar as they fail, they receive the money. Insofar as they succeed, even to a moderate extent, the money is taken away. This is even extended into the school systems, where they will give money to schools with low scores. Insofar as the school improves its education, the money is taken away, so that you are subsidizing people to fail in their own private lives and become more dependent upon the handout.
And manipulate the minds of some of our most precious and innocent souls, our children. And the reason why they're able to do this so much, because this is a tactic that has been working for thousands of years. If you want to spread hate, you infect the young.
No, why not? Black Lives Matter.
I really don't give a fuck about white lives.
We're gonna get really political. I don't want to go there.
All lives matter. It's just no.
Dude, you can just say anything about white people now and you will get in trouble for nothing. I mean, the most racist thoughts you have in your mind, just direct them towards white people and everybody will be fine with it. You say this about black people and you're censored, banned, deplatformed, your livelihood's taken away, you're fired, but say it about white people and it's fair game.
Because long after you are dead, your legacy of bigotry will live on. And it's the same tactic that's been going on in this country for hundreds of years that's been keeping us divided as an American people. And I'm not talking about just Black Americans and the issues of police brutality. Yes, there are racist cops. Yes, there are. But also, as Black Americans, we also have to take onus and responsibility of the things that we do as well to stay out of trouble and to make sure our children are taken care of.
You think we've made any headway in the
I think it's more important to make headway in our own house. By the time the system comes into play, the damage is done. They're not locking up 7-year-olds. I was in Chicago 3-4 weeks ago, and we saw these little kids on bikes with masks on the side of their head, like 5 or 6 of them. And the driver said, yeah, they're little yummies. I said, who? He said, little yummies. Google Lil Yummy. Lil Yummy was an 11-year-old murderer. And you look at his picture, you'll see the headshot of him, and he's like this. And he got murdered at 11 by a 14-year-old who's doing life now, and a 16-year-old. You blame the system? Where was his father? It starts in the house. It starts in the home. And yeah, well, my father got locked up. Well, where was his father?
Yeah, there are racist cops. And to white Americans, yes, there are racist black people. There are black people who want to kill you simply because you're white, and they have an anger and a hatred over unresolved issues that have been outlined for centuries of inhumane treatment. Now, did you do it? No, you didn't do it. Your ancestors did it, yeah, but did you do it? No. And you're wondering, why is this black person beating me up? I didn't enslave nobody. I totally get it. I get it. But this race war, the thing that the minorities on both sides want, we're not talking about conservatives. No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about liberals. We're not talking about them either. We are talking about the extremists on both sides. And the thing is, we keep giving these folks all the power in the world to corrupt our kids.
Do white lives matter?
White lives?
It's a bit of a tricky question.
No, not in the slightest.
Yes, they tried to censor the truth.
No.
Why not?
Black lives matter.
I really don't give a about white lives. I really don't give a about white lives.
Black lives matter.
I really don't give a about white lives.
Rwanda went into the genocide similar to the Holocaust of the Jews. The leaders did not teach unity. They just taught hate. The leaders did not teach unity. They just taught hate.
Hate ran the airwaves throughout Rwanda. An extremist radio station told Hutus to kill and murder their Tutsi neighbors. Hate ran the airwaves throughout Rwanda. An extremist radio station told Hutus to kill and murder their Tutsi neighbors.
I'm going to take a different tack from beginning. We are at this point, this is not about black and white, rich or poor, blue collar, white collar. We're fighting for the heart and soul of our nation. I'm going to take a different tack from beginning. We are at this point, this is not about black and white, rich or poor, blue collar, white collar. We're fighting for the heart and soul of our nation.